Donald Trump just gave Elon Musk access to a federal cybersecurity task force. Let that sink in. A tech billionaire with a shaky record on data privacy and a habit of trolling the internet now has a backdoor key to one of the most sensitive parts of the government. Sure, he is not technically running the place, but the guy is practically freelancing as the Director of National Cyber Defense. And you know what's even weirder? No one seems to be stopping it. This is not just one random decision, it is part of a much bigger pattern. Trump is not out here waving a flag saying, "I am ending democracy," but he sure is chipping away at it like it is drywall. And honestly, American democracy is not something you can knock over in one go. You have to make like 1,000 little cuts. To get why this is such a big deal, let's rewind. American democracy didn't exactly start off great. In the late 1700s, when it was all fresh and idealistic, voting was mostly for white men who owned land. Women were excluded, black people were enslaved, Native Americans were ignored. It wasn't a full democracy, it was a work in progress from day one. Over time, a civil war, protests, amendments and a whole lot of activism, more people were finally allowed to participate. And every time America took a step forward, like giving women the vote, ending segregation, protecting civil rights, it was not because leaders generously handed over power, it was because regular people demanded it. So now here we are in 2025, watching Trump bulldoze through what took centuries to build. In his first term, we got the Muslim ban, kids in cages, attacks on the press, and an actual attempt to overturn an election. He practically tried to kick democracy in the teeth. And guess what? The sequel is looking worse. He is now threatening to purge the federal workforce, cut social programs, and redefine citizenship itself. Like actually erase birthright citizenship. You were born here, but sorry, you don't count. People like to say, well, he cannot just cancel elections or rewrite the Constitution. True, he cannot do it alone, but he doesn't have to. If you fill Congress and the courts with people who don't push back, you don't need to change the rules, you just ignore them. That's what makes this dangerous. The structure of democracy still exists on paper. It is the will to uphold it that's fading. And let's talk about the courts. The Supreme Court is not even pretending to be neutral anymore. Between the secret billionaire gifts and openly partisan rulings, they are losing credibility. And when the branch that is supposed to be the referee picks a side, the whole game falls apart. Now, some people argue that American democracy is too big and too strong to fail, that it survived Nixon, the Civil War, and Bush v. Gore, so we will be fine. But the thing is, just because we survived past crises does not mean we are immune now. Every time something outrageous happens, like a president trying to overturn an election and nothing happens to him in return, it lowers the bar, and that bar is already scraping the floor. We are also seeing a growing trend of state-level power grabs. In places like Wisconsin and North Carolina, Republican legislatures have stripped down power from governors they didn't like after losing elections. Not because of fraud, not because of crime, just because they could, and it worked. They rigged the system while pretending it was still fair. Now, there are also voter suppression laws, gerrymandering, closed polling stations, and ID laws designed to block poor and minority voters. They are pretending that they are stopping fraud, but they are just stopping votes in reality. And the sad part is, it works. Fewer people vote, more power stays in fewer hands, and the cycle keeps repeating. The reality is, democracy does not just mean you get to vote every 4 years. It means you get a say in the things that affect your life, like education, healthcare, jobs, safety. It means you can hold leaders accountable, and right now, it is not happening. Trump's victory is not new, by the way. Strongmen around the world have done this for decades. Viktor Orban in Hungary, Erdogan in Turkey. You don't need tanks in the streets, you just need a loyal media ecosystem, a few courts in your pocket, and enough voters convinced the other side is an existential threat. And don't be fooled by the idea that Trump is just a one-man circus who will fade when he is gone. The infrastructure he is building, which is Project 2025, the network of loyalists, The billionaire backers, they are planning for the long game. Even if he stumbles, someone else can pick up where he left off. That's the scary part. Sure, we still have a constitution, but it is only as good as the people enforcing it. And too many of them are either looking away or outright enabling this mess. We cannot just sit back and hope democracy defends itself. It doesn't. People do, or they don't, and then it breaks. Make sure to think about it before watching the next video. Goodbye for now.